That's going in my ass later.
That's a winner.
This podcast contains topics and language that people may find offensive or triggering and may not be appropriate for younger listeners. We are not medical professionals and any advice should be taken on face value. Please consult your doctor if you have any issues, and please let it be known that all sexual activity should be context appropriate, consent appropriate, age appropriate and species appropriate. Anything else is fair game.
Hello, everybody. Hi. Hello.
Yeah.
Second we start, every time he's like, nah, I'm out. I'm out.
No.
I don't want to talk about sex.
And then just leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's quite good because he's only 9.
Okay.
We're going to talk about
Anal. Yes.
because
How do you feel about it? You a fan?
fine. I have an interesting perspective on it.
Mm-hmm. It can be messy.
Yes.
Not the
can be.
only thing I don't like.
Well, first of all, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Some people like it. Some
Yeah.
people don't.
Yeah.
If you like it
Right.
and your partner likes giving it,
Yeah.
then that's fine.
Yeah.
And if they don't force it on them.
No,
So
definitely not.
prefix the entire conversation with that.
Yeah, because it will hurt. It's just not fun because you're not relaxed. It's important that the bumhole relaxes
Yep.
when you have sex.
Yeah.
So, ain't going to work. It's going to be horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
so in previous episode,
Mhm.
we said that I walked into the pub the other day and the first question a particular friend of ours asked was, do you like anal?
Mhm.
And actually my response was yes,
Mhm.
but only because
They like it?
yes. And I appreciate that someone might want to do something either out of the ordinary for them or
Well, as in like something I haven't tried before.
that they're comfortable with you doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'll tell a story first because
Okay.
it's hilarious.
Go on then. I'll go on too.
I was having sex with someone, this is a few months ago. Hope she won't mind me telling the story. I'm not going to mention any names.
Yeah, of course.
But we'd talked about the consent episode.
Mm-hmm.
The sex education reaction videos episode.
Right,
where we-
okay. So
basically-
you did it. I wasn't a part of this conversation.
Yeah. So we did a podcast where we reacted to sex education videos.
Mhm.
It was hilarious, and we should do more because we literally haven't even scratched the surface.
Okay.
We shall do some of those as well.
I'm up for that. That sounds great.
It's great.
Yeah, cool.
But one of them was about tea and consent. So it's these stick figures, and it's like, if someone does want tea, then you can give them tea.
Oh, okay.
If you give them tea and then if you start making them tea and then they suddenly don't want that tea, then don't force them tea. And
Yeah,
this kind of stuff.
okay.
So I was having sex with this lady and enjoying ourselves, having a lovely time, and it got to the point where it got close to doing anal.
Mhm.
And I'm like, do you like this? And she's like, yes.
Mhm.
And I'm like, are you sure you want me to do this?
Mhm.
And she was like, I consent. I was like,
Signature, sign
I
the
was
contract.
Like,
there
are
you
you
go.
absolutely sure? She
Yeah.
was like, Dan, give me tea in my ass.
This is your final warning.
Yeah. So obviously, and then we talked about it afterwards. And she was like,
Yeah.
actually, yes, sometimes she quite likes it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't certainly we'd never had it before.
Yeah, okay. And you'd had sex quite a few times at this
Yeah.
point, so yeah, okay.
Your turn for a story, because I've got another one as well.
Oh, okay. So, my story, this is years ago, and it was a friend of mine, and...
I guess we should probably start with, do you like it?
Oh, okay. Yes, I do.
Cool.
I very much so. I agree with the woman that you had sex with.
Mhm.
I don't like it all the time. It's just something I like every now and then.
Mhm.
And for me, from learning from like so many mistakes now, I douche. Douching is a must now.
Mhm.
It's a pump that it's got a little nozzle at the end. You put loads of water in it, warm water, and then you clean your insides. Everything comes out. It's a really crap thing to have to do, but it's so worth it because then you don't get any mess and you don't have to worry about that, and that's nice.
Yeah.
So a friend of mine said, Claire, I really want to try anal and I've never tried it before. You've tried it. Like, how do I go about it? So she's been in a relationship at this point for a good 6-7 months. And they both trusted each other. They both want to try it, but she was really nervous. So I was like, okay. I'm like, all you need to worry about is lots of lube, as much lube as you can.
Yep.
And go extremely slowly. Second it hurts, tell them, right, stop, that's, So that's kind of what I told her. She came back to me later, a couple of weeks later, and she's like, so I had a really horrible experience, Claire. And I'm like, what happened? She's like, we called an ambulance. So basically, they got it in absolutely fine, all systems go, and then all of a sudden she had severe pain. So basically, she hadn't gone to the toilet first.
Right.
So he was pushing against, and that went up, and then she was in chronic pain, and they had to call an ambulance, and they had to help her relieve that shit, basically. So she's like, so that's traumatized her for the rest of her life. I don't know if she's done anal ever again, and I'm just like, I'm so sorry. I didn't think I had to tell you to make sure to empty your bowels. Empty your bowels. Sometimes there's nothing you can do about it, but yeah. So that was, I was mortified for her. Do you know what I mean? Because it's her first time. She's petrified, and then having to go to hospital. Not good. Yeah. That's my story. And
Yeah, I guess, so obviously lubrication is very important.
So important. Yeah.
Actually, I noticed.
And relaxing as well, because the bum hole is so tight when you're nervous. It takes a while for that to relax as well, you know? So it does help having a butt plug. Like, I've done it where you have a butt plug in for a while and you're like playing, having sex and stuff, and that just starts to relax it and open it.
Right, okay.
So then after about 20 minutes of having that in there, you can then, good to go, basically.
Yeah.
Done it before when we've actually gone out with it, and we're like, let's just put it in there now and just go out and have a nice evening out. I'm like, all right then.
Just when you
go around with a butt plug.
Just when it's falling out while you're out.
But yeah, lots of fun to be had.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
So what's your story? Oh, sorry. What did you say?
No, I was going to say, I don't know what I was going to say.
Oh, okay. You had another story.
Yeah, no, there was a story where I was sleeping with somebody. It's actually a pretty horrible story. So I got together with this lady, met her in a bar, ended up going back to sleeping with her, and the conversation we'd had in the bar was, she's like, I've broken up with my husband, totally fed up with him, I moved out.
He won't do anal. Over.
And anyway, we ended up having anal sex.
Okay.
This is on the second time.
Okay.
We didn't have anal sex the first time. We had anal sex on the second time. And she's like, I've never ever let anyone do that.
It is a real trust thing, isn't it? Really is.
Yes. So.
And so doing it on the second time.
Yeah.
Fair
Well, I guess that's the point from the story is it's only ever going to happen if they're comfortable.
Yeah.
So don't force anybody.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But you could maybe slip it into the conversation at some point. Have you ever tried it? Did you like it? Yes, I tried it. It was fucking horrible. Okay, did you trust the guy? Have you tried it, slowly with more lube and whatever? If you really want it. But certainly don't keep forcing the situation.
Yeah, keep asking it as well, because that's just like putting pressure on somebody if you keep asking over and over.
Yeah, and you can always stick a finger in first. And
see how that goes.
See how that goes, and if they hate that, then you'll,
yeah.
Because
it's the same for the other way around as well, because some guys really do love it as well. Apparently the G-spot, the man's ass, that's where it is, But I've known quite a lot of guys who've never done it. And so we've experimented with it, but it's been such a slow process because for a guy it's different, isn't it? It's a bit more invasive there because it's like, I'm a man, I don't want things shoved up my ass. But then when they're feeling comfortable and absolutely fine with it,
I think it totally depends on the guy.
Yeah.
I know people that absolutely love it and just go and happy to admit it.
Yeah.
If you look at reviews online for sex toys, like you're said to find that half of them are male.
Yeah.
I tried this and it wasn't big enough. Yeah. And if you want a funny podcast, there's a podcast called Your Stupid Opinions, which is run by the same guys that do Crime in Sports and Small Town Murder.
Okay.
Where they just read out reviews of things.
Okay.
It's called Your Stupid Opinions.
Okay.
They just read out reviews of stuff.
Yeah.
And in every show, they always pick one personal item, which will be, I don't know, a dildo or a, whatever. It's always something, it's always going to be funnier than whatever the last one was. So it'll be like a giant dildo, or like some fucking machine, or and when they read out the opinions of, it wasn't, one person is it's way too small, and the next person says it's way too big, and then it's like, how do you?
It's a different perspective on these things, right?
Well,
so
how do you review these things?
Yeah,
1 star because it's too big for one person, too small for the other.
But it's definitely been a sensitive scenario when I've experienced doing it to guys. Definitely, yeah. It's definitely been way easier for them to do it with me rather than me to get a toy and play with it.
Yeah, I guess for me it conjures up prostate exams.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So it's just not sexy at all.
Right. So that's how you see it as.
Yeah.
How can you get that out of your mind then? Because it's a really great experience for guys, especially if you've got your G-spot up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, perhaps I should try it again.
Do it on your own, maybe.
I've tried it a couple of times, probably twice.
Yeah.
But it just did nothing for me.
Yeah.
For me, it feels a bit like going to the dentist or getting tattooed on your kidneys.
Okay. Wow.
So there's that. It doesn't really. So getting tattooed on your kidneys doesn't hurt more than anywhere else.
Right. Okay.
But feels like your body goes into sort of a protective mode.
Right. Okay.
Of this shouldn't be happening.
Okay. All right.
It's like when people will mostly be able to relate with dentists. Someone having their hands in your mouth and drilling your teeth isn't necessarily particularly painful, but it just feels like it shouldn't be happening.
Do you think because we see it as that's where our waste goes out from, so it's just weird to think of something going in there for pleasure? It makes it feel a little bit disgusting. Do you know what I mean? Because when I tried anal when I was younger, I didn't like it. I'm like, anal's not for me at all. And to be honest with you, what it felt like was I'm going to shit myself.
Yes.
And not in a nice way, So, and why would I want to do that with a person? Like that just felt horrible.
Yeah.
But I don't know, when I became more sexual and more confident in myself and trying to experiment more, I started to see the enjoyments in it. And then when I started to relax and not see it as that and see it as an actual pleasurable thing, I was like, I'm actually really enjoying this.
Right.
And really enjoyed it. Someone's got a big cock, I'd be like, maybe not. So
I was going to mention that earlier,
I'd be quite intimidated.
I lost the train of thought.
Yeah.
So I mean, people can watch the penis size episodes if you want to know how large my penis is. But
just show us, Dan. Come on, get your dick out.
I don't think that's YouTube friendly. But no, so I'm just under 8 inches, so I'm somewhere between 7.5 and 8 inches.
Okay.
Depending on how
good for you
warm it is and stuff. So, which is a high.
I'd say so.
It's actually about more than 2 inches longer than average.
Okay.
Its average is 5.1 to 5.3 inches.
Right. Okay.
Which is sort of, I guess, sort of that kind of length.
Right. Okay.
Erect, we're talking. Whereas mine's sort of like.
Okay. Yeah. See, that would intimidate me going up my ass.
Right. Yeah. So
I'd be like, okay.
Yeah. So
lots.
So actually, someone who's smaller might have more luck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
When I say luck, might have more. people will be more receptive to people
Definitely.
if they're slightly smaller.
Definitely.
Whereas,
I mean, there's so many women out there who love big cock, you know, and
Yeah,
they're absolutely fine with that, you know. But yeah, definitely prefer a smaller, for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Does it make a difference then if you like it with a smaller one anally? Does that change what you might want from that person of an evening? So if you're going out with someone and they're totally average size, or let's say smaller than average, let's say they've got a 4-inch, 3.5, 4-inch penis erect, would you then go, that's going in my ass later?
That's a winner.
Or would you go, or would you go, I'm not feeling like I want anal tonight. Fine in my vagina.
Yeah, exactly. That's more exactly how it would go. I think so. Unless someone actually loves anal that much and they're like just anal all the time. But as from my opinion, when I first meet somebody, I'm just happy to have sex and go from there. I think anal's down the line when you're, you know, you trust and you're more comfortable. You know, for me, I couldn't just do anal straight away. You know what I mean? It's a quite an invasive space, you know.
Yeah.
And it can go wrong. And also, like, because I was saying earlier, like douching, you're prepping for it, you know. So you douche, make sure everything's cleaned out. It doesn't mean you're going to have anal, but it just means if the opportunity arises, then everything's clear and all systems go.
Yeah, and I guess men aren't used to doing that anyway.
No, yeah.
I've had colonic irrigations a couple of times.
Yeah.
But only out of interest, actually.
It's really healthy for you as well. Even just the health.
I don't think it's ever been scientifically proven.
Is it not? Yeah.
No, I think I seem to remember reading a paper on it that just said, you know, there's no statistical proof saying it's good for you.
Right. Okay.
You know, because over the years there's been they used to have like tobacco enemas, didn't they?
What's that? Tobacco enemas.
They blew tobacco smoke up your ass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's actually a medical device that used to do it.
Oh, right. Okay. Why?
Because apparently, in those days they thought it improved breathing.
Oh, no way. Wow. We do weird shit, don't we?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, and
Sorry.
there's like coffee enemas and all that. Kind
Right.
of stuff.
Okay. Yeah. I have actually heard of that. Yeah.
Well, you know, and then you've got people doing anal shots.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Putting alcohol in there.
Yeah. Definitely putting drugs up your ass.
Don't do that, by the way.
That gets into the system quicker, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, because it's a mucous membrane. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
It's like
I'm happy with.
It's like actually if you hold alcohol in your mouth for longer, it will actually absorb into your bloodstream quicker.
Oh, no way.
Because it doesn't go through all the
digestive system.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So if you held it in your mouth and spat it out after a while, you'd still get pissed.
Yeah.
I had to go anyway.
Yeah, it's actually the premise for the Princess cocktail. So a lot of sort of performance enhancing, a lot of athletes, this was how the Russians beat all the doping stuff.
Right, okay.
So the Princess cocktail was, I think, Anavar, Dianabol, and some other androgen stuff. But if you hold it as liquid in your mouth, effectively I'm teaching people how to bypass drug tests now.
I'm really
I think we're going to get cancelled very quickly. And if you hold it in your mouth, it bypasses all the liver
organs,
and kidneys and stuff. So,
you live longer.
So it just goes straight into your bloodstream. It goes to exactly where you need it.
Right. Okay.
And then effectively you get a spike for about an hour, 2 hours.
Okay.
And then it's completely out your system.
Right. Okay. Oh wow.
So you can still use the performance enhancing aspects of it, but and you can do that anally too.
Okay.
So they used to do it anally as well.
Okay.
So so anything that you put up there, I guess,
absorbs into your bloodstream very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've deviated slightly.
We really have. But yeah,
Uh,
anal.
Yeah, lubricants.
Massive thing. You're horribly wrong otherwise.
I've bought. We'll do a whole episode on lubricants because I've just bought some.
Oh, okay. I don't find actual lubricants very good, but yes, talk about it another time. Yeah. I prefer other options. But we can talk about it another day.
The videos, subscribe for them.
So many other
all about lubricants. I'm so intrigued. What's your options?
Why well, I have to wait until the next
Castrol
podcast.
GTX. 5W.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. WD-40 actually. That's
WD-40.
why
Don't spray WD-40 in your ass, kids.
or Tiger Balm.
Yeah, don't use Tiger Balm on your balls.
No, don't do that. But
Yeah.
So yeah, anal, fantastic, but that is total trust you need there, and lots of lube.
Yeah, lots of
lube.
relaxing, lots of trust.
Yeah,
Don't push it.
literally don't put any pressure towards anybody who's not too sure about doing anal at all. It's just not worth it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
a weird one, isn't it? It's a weird one. It's a weird one, isn't it? I feel like it should be a larger subject.
Okay.
But it's just
Maybe because you don't have that much experience with it. Maybe because you've not really. Well, have you actually had a lot? No, you've not had anal, but given anal.
Mm-hmm.
Have you done that quite a lot?
Yeah.
I'd
say probably over the course of many decades.
Right. Okay.
Probably at least 10 people, and then maybe some of those people multiple times. But it's certainly not common that people are receptive to it.
Yeah, definitely. And there is that anal which is I'm not a fan of this at all, but it's where you've had so much anal, the insides of it, I don't know what it's called, comes out.
Are you prolapse?
That's it. Which is not good, but some people get extremely turned on by that and they actually want to see it.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's going beyond fun, I think, really. And that's actually health-wise not really good.
Well,
I understand, I don't really understand why people enjoy it, but
no.
To their own, so I don't want to be like...
to a point where something's damaged. You're probably not doing it right.
Yeah.
And I find that with pornography as well. There's often
taking it too far, isn't it?
Yeah, it's often some guy with a gigantic penis and a tiny girl.
Yeah, really not enjoying it.
And I've seen documentaries about people who do that kind of pornography, and they're like, "Well, I can't work for a week now.
Yeah.
My doctor's given me X amount of, X, Y, and Z to help me out." And
that's horrible.
And it's like, don't damage anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're getting to the extremes of something, I would suggest that probably you need to find a better hobby.
Maybe.
Yeah, or at least question your desires for something. But then I think you should do that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're getting to the point where something's being detrimental in your life, you're spending too much money on it, or it's having health consequences.
Or it's actually painful, but you're enjoying it to a certain point. Like, that's actually quite dangerous. And that is maybe something psychological that you need to be dealing with, perhaps,
Yes, and it will be to do with your endocrine system. It will be to do with how your body physically responds to something. And, quite often you can fix that with some really quite simple things. Mm-hmm. And anything that replaces that dopamine response, swimming in the sea, cold exposure, sleeping better, like there's lots of other things.
Walking out in nature.
Yeah.
It's a great one. Love nature.
I do kind of want to go a bit into the sort of health sphere.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of misinformation out there on what does and doesn't actually help. But we'll probably do that in a sort of spin-off series, I think.
Okay.
Because just generally looking after yourself and feeling better and feeling good feeds into your sexual health.
Definitely. I totally agree with that. If you're not feeling confident or like you're really low self-esteem, what you do in the bedroom can really be quite not good, what you allow someone to do to you because you have low self-esteem and you don't know how to say no. because of it. But yeah, that's totally
Yeah,
silly.
and you get
Well, I
erectile
think that.
dysfunction, and stress can mean that you
Yeah, it's really
stress can
bad.
mean that you don't ejaculate.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, there's a whole bunch. There's so much to talk about.
Yeah, there is. Never ending.
So,
I love sex. Great.
like the video,
Yeah.
subscribe to the channel. We'll talk
Anal.
about all of those things,
Yeah.
including probably more anal.
More anal. Yes.
Thanks so much, everybody, for watching.
Thanks, I'm
We do
Claire.
appreciate it. If you do like and subscribe, it does make us feel good.
We know how to
And
make
we
ourselves
like
feel good.
we like to feel good,
We do.
and we like
Yeah.
you to feel good too.
I like myself. Yeah.
Have fun, everybody.
Bye.